Moved on immediately. Hello, YouTube. Let's do some makeup. So, as some of you may already know, my name is Casey, and I am a makeup artist from Nassau, Bahamas.
Take that mess from off the wall.
I do makeup for anything, so events, photo shoots, whatever. I'm your girl. If you did want to check out my work, you can check out my Instagram page. It's the same handle for TikTok as well. And if you wanted to book with me, you can call me at this number right here. So I'm aware that sometimes when people are looking at the services that I offer, which is natural makeup, soft glam, full glam, and special effects, they aren't really sure what those services really entail. Like, what does a natural makeup look like? What does a soft glam look like? What does a full glam look like? You know? So I thought I would come on here and show you guys an example of what that service could look like. Today I'm going to be doing a soft glam. So I already put on my primer. I used the e.l.f. Illuminating Face Primer. Now I'm moving on to the brows. So I'm going to be using the Got To Be Glued Styling Spiking Glue. I just use this to sculpt my brows to make sure they stay in place, because I don't know about you guys, but I have kind of curly eyebrow hairs and they are very unruly. They don't stay in one place, they go all over the place. So if you have curly eyebrow hairs or eyebrow hairs that just don't stay in place, you can try using this. You're gonna want to just brush the eyebrow hairs upward like that. Then you can shape them. So you can start like brushing them into the direction that you would want your brows to go. So I normally keep the front end of the brows sticking up, and then going towards the tail end, I kind of slant the brow hairs to create the shape that I want. Don't forget to clean the excess off of your face, because it does not look pretty when it mixes with your makeup. Okay, so this is how the brow looks. You see how there's that curve there? Yeah, that's what we want. Some makeup brands actually sell a brow gel that's made to do this. Brands like Anastasia Beverly Hills and Morphe make brow gels, but those brands aren't popularly sold here in Nassau. So this is just a quick dupe, hack, whatever you want to call it, to create that same effect without having to, you know, order it and ship it all the way over here. Okay, so now that that is dried, I am going to go in with the Music Flower 24-hour long wear gel eyeliner. For my eyebrows, I normally go in with the Morphe brow pomade in chocolate mousse, but that is a very cool tone brow pomade, and some days I'm feeling cool tone brows, some days I'm feeling warm tone brows, and today is a warm tone brow kind of day. So we're using this. So to do my brows, I start at the tail end and I go straight to the beginning. If you want to see a full in-depth brow tutorial, then you can let me know down in the comments. A lot of people think brows are like really hard to do, but honestly they aren't. Once you follow, like, it's literally just following the exact same brow shape that you have. I personally don't like my natural brow shape because I feel like it's not even on both sides, so I make it even when I, you know, draw them in. So you can like add different parts to your brows when you draw them in to make them look better, but you just have to follow your natural brow shape and then tweak different parts to really make it make sense. Okay, so the brows are looking a little crazy, but that's okay because we're gonna clean them up with some concealer. So I'm going in with the Jaclyn Hill Concealer in Tan Deep Red. Okay, and now I start from the beginning and I just go right along the bottom of the brow. Okay, so now that the brows are done, I normally move on to the eyes because if there's any fallout from the eyeshadow, I don't want it going onto my base. So since I'm doing a soft glam, I'm going to use the Pretty Fresh concealer from ColourPop. It has hyaluronic acid in it, which is really good for your skin. So I'm going to be using this as my eyeshadow base. So I'm just going to buff this out. And I'm not going to set it. If you're putting eyeshadow over your eyeshadow base, do not set it because powder on top of powder, it doesn't work. The eyeshadow needs something to stick to. So now I'm going to be using the Morphe Ashley Strong Affirmation Magic Artistry palette. And I am going to start with this shade right here called I Am Brave. So this is what we would call a transition shade. This is just to start off the eyeshadow. So I'm basically putting this kind of all over the lid, mainly focusing in these areas right here. Dang, we hit pan, guys. Do you see that? We hit pan. You know what that means? That means it's basically gone. Okay, so now we're going to move on to this shade right here called I Am Thankful. You can't really read it because this palette is dirty, but it's called I Am Thankful. And with this shade, we're going to start right at the outer part of the eye, so right here. And I'm going to close my eye because I want to focus this in the crease, kind of, and then blend it upward. A little trick or a tip for blending eyeshadow: the closer to the bristles that you hold your eyeshadow brush, the more harsh the eyeshadow is going to end up being. And the farther away from the bristles you hold your eyeshadow brush, the more softer the eyeshadow is going to end up being. So yeah, that's just a little trick for beginners or even people who have been doing makeup for a while. It's just something I picked up. So I'm going to move over to the Morphe Lisa Frank palette because I'm feeling like a baby pink, and I'm going to dip into this shade right here. I added just a touch more concealer because I'm gonna want something for this eyeshadow to stick to. So I'm not doing a cut crease. I don't really know what you call this, but it's not a cut crease because it's like more blended out than a cut crease. Okay, and let's see how this looks. So I like that, but I feel like I want it to be a little bit darker. So I'm going to dip into this shade right here. Okay, so once you're done with that, don't forget to wipe away any excess eyeshadow that may have fallen out. But after that, I move on to my base. Lately, I haven't been using foundation on my face because, I mean, I don't really feel like I need it. I have a different way of doing my base, so I'll show you guys the way I've been doing it lately. So I just mix a few concealers to find a concealer shade that matches my face, and then I take a concealer brush and just go over any pimples I may have or red marks or anything, just anything that does not match my skin. I was breaking out a lot the other week, so I wanted to keep my foundation used to a minimum to see if that would help take the breakouts away, and it did. I'm not breaking out as much on this side anymore. Still a little breakout on this side, as you can see, but hopefully that'll go away. Okay, so that's all the areas that I feel like I need to cover up, so now I just blend it out. Okay, so now I move on to concealer. I'm gonna go in with the Pretty Fresh concealer again, and I'm going to take it underneath my eyes. So this right here, this is all the concealer that I put on my face. Now I don't need y'all coming for me in the comment section if I decide to change my whole base routine tomorrow, okay? Like, my makeup changes based on how I feel. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Okay, now on to bronzer. Now, fun fact about me, I don't typically use contour anymore. I normally just use bronzer because I don't really feel like I need to use both anymore. Like, I feel like using both was kind of 2016 me, and now 2024 me is kind of like, I'm good with just bronzer. So yeah. And here's a little trick that I picked up. Instead of buying a bunch of liquid bronzers, like, just use the darkest concealer that you have. Because I'm a makeup artist, I already have a bunch of different shades of concealer, so why spend money on a whole nother product when I can just use a dark concealer? I broke the wand on this. I don't know if I said it already, but this is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh concealer again. But yeah, I broke the wand. So yeah, but it still works. Make sure when you're blending your contour slash bronzer, you're blending out upward instead of downward. I mean, you can blend downward if you want your face to look longer, but yeah, if you don't want your face to look longer, then blend upward. And make sure you blend into your scalp. Do not be afraid to put that makeup into your scalp, okay? Because if you don't, it's gonna be looking weird. And we don't wanna look weird. You can get your concealer brush again to blend out the edges of that nose contour. Okay, so now it's time for blush. I use cream blush, so I'm using the cream blush in Daiquiri Dip from Fenty Beauty, and I am almost out, so you know, if Fenty ever wants to send your girl some cream blushes, I wouldn't mind. I normally just pat it on the back of my hand first so I don't pick up too much product, and place it right on the top of my cheeks. And I go straight into my temples. I don't remember when it was, okay? But there was one summer where blush over the nose was like so popular, like everyone was doing it. And I feel like some people have stopped doing it, but I haven't, okay? I am a fiend for this stuff. Over the nose, like, it just looks so cute. Oh my god, I can't stop doing it. Okay, now we're gonna set the whole face. I have this setting powder in a Fenty Beauty setting powder container, but I actually made this setting powder mixing a few different setting powders. So yeah, but the Fenty Beauty setting powder is a good setting powder, so if you want to buy that, you can. So before you set your face, you just want to make sure that the concealer under your eye is increasing, and if it is, just blend it out and then go straight into it. I got my eyelash glue on. I use the Duo lash glue. It's really good. It has the wand on it, so it's really easy to apply the lash glue. Love this stuff. And the way I apply my lashes is I just go straight in with my hands. And I try to make sure the lash is as close to my lash line as possible. Okay, so that's both the lashes on. Now I always apply mascara underneath the lashes onto my natural lashes to blend the lashes with the fake ones. Blend the real lashes with the fake ones. Because if I don't do that, you could chance, if you don't blend the fake lashes with the real lashes, you could chance it looking a little off, because then you would be able to see the difference. Now, if you're someone who has really watery eyes and it's going to be hard for you to do all that, you can just apply the mascara before you put on the false lashes. But I don't do that because it makes it harder for me to get the lashes onto my lash line when they're covered in mascara. So yeah, so I'm gonna go do my lips off camera and I will be right back to show you guys the finished look. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. This is what I would consider to be a soft glam. Now if you like it, what are you waiting for? Book the look now.